Hey everybody, welcome back to Around The Emirates podcast with Sara Mousa, where I speak to guests from across the UAE about topics you want to hear about. Today I'm joined by the lovely Riham Afifi. Hi Riham.
Hello. Hi.
So good to have you on the show today.
Thank you. I'm super excited.
I'm even more excited. I can't wait to talk to you all about your amazing art. So this is a special two-part segment of Around The Emirates podcast with Sara Mousa, and part one will focus on your brilliant artistry today. That's awesome.
Okay.
So please tell me your story and what got you inspired to become an artist.
I always feel embarrassed to call myself an artist. I feel I'm just an amateur. So I've been in love with art and creating something beautiful since I was a kid. This is how we used to play, and it's very interesting that what actually made me learn the basics of drawing and painting, oil paintings, watercolor, is whenever I fell into a huge problem. So I hate to waste the time crying or let's say complaining about a negative situation that I'm in. Mm-hmm. And I always find a way out by doing something new or something to fill up my time. So at a very dark time in my life, I thought that what have I always been wanting to do in my life? And then I decided I want to learn how to paint. So I got all these books, I did my research, and I got to painting. And then I got an amazing opportunity from some friends to join them. They were going on a trip to Armenia. And the person in charge asked me would you do some paintings about Armenia? And so, of course, that was, yay, yes. Yeah, and this is how I started.
That's amazing. So you learned painting. It wasn't something that you were born with, that you felt that you naturally came into. You learned it later on in life.
I was probably born with the love for it. But no, of course, it is. I did study how to paint, and I do believe that it is an attainable skill. It's a skill that you can master by learning and by practice.
That is so cool. I didn't know that was possible, but that must have been a little bit difficult. Were there any kind of challenges that came with that?
Well, finding time, and of course now, especially when you start to want to be a serious painter and you want to paint things that have meaning and have value. This is when it starts to get hard. So probably the more you do something beautiful, the harder it becomes, because you want to do something even more beautiful. You want to be more serious. You want to be more useful. You want to start to be competing with professionals, for example. Or so I think this is the most difficult.
I see. I like that you're challenging yourself. I like that you're not just kind of like, okay, I know, one type of, for example, oil paintings. Like I know one type of painting, one type of artistry. I love that you continue to challenge yourself and you want to be better. And I definitely do not think of you as an amateur artist in the room that we're sitting in right now, which you'll see behind the scenes. But having gone through such a colorful journey with your artistry, is there any kind of moment or story or journey that really made an impact on you?
Definitely the story of Armenia, because why it was really I consider it a big start for me, and not just because they asked me to do something which was big. I could have done it as a small project, but as you said, because I like to push myself, and because I was really moved by the story and by the lessons that could be learned from the Armenian story. It was really, it kept me going. It kept me wanting to do more. And then eventually it became an exhibition, then a book. And it was quite amazing.
Hold on. You said exhibition and a book.
Yeah.
What happened there?
It was, I did the exhibition, and then they asked me, would you do a book? Because I read so much. Of course, I went to Armenia around 6 times to be able to paint about Armenia. So, and then I did a lot of research, read stories and history and the politics, and then what happened. And I met a lot of people, and of course, the more that I learned about it, the more I became like old. So if this is a correct expression. And what was the question?
Well, I just wanted to know kind of what made the real impact on you while you were there.
Yeah. So yeah, and then the stories that I read made me want to write my own stories as well. So it turned into a small book that came along with the paintings, and I think it's really amazing.
I think so too. So, what is your favorite thing about doing art?
It's about creating something and expressing your feelings, your thoughts in something that looks beautiful. It doesn't have to be meaningful to everybody. It would mean to you something, and it could mean a different thing to other people. But definitely, for me, the art should be something that is pleasant to look at, pleasing to look at. And I think this is what I love about it.
Well, it's very pleasing to look at. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
So it's been so wonderful talking to you and hearing the passion that you have for artistry and how it brings out this really beautiful creative side of you. And I'm curious, do you have a word of advice for listeners listening to the episode today?
Well, I would love to say that, yeah, you talked about challenging myself, and this is part of my belief. I believe that life exists outside our comfort zone. So we need to always push ourselves beyond the comfortable thing or beyond the thing we know. We need to, even if it gets a little bit uncomfortable, but it's okay. It's going to get more beautiful and more interesting and huge afterwards. We have to do this.
I love that. Thank you so much for sharing your story.
Thank you. I love you that you're here.
Cool. Thank you so much, guys. Don't forget to stay tuned for part 2 of this special segment of Around the Emirates podcast with Sara Mousa. Bye.